Well, good evening. I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, presenting 7 ways why I stopped playing or being the victim. And something I awakened to, we've been taught, and we taught ourselves to be the victim. The media's manipulation, school, and we always tried to play the victim to get out of trouble when we was a kid. Pick me, I did. And what I really have awakened to is I'm the victim of my own thinking, stinking mind, insecurities, immaturity, and unwillingness to trust my own talents. But we're the victim of ourselves. But we've also, the biggest one I've witnessed in a long time is we're wanting somebody else to do it for us. We're wanting a free handout. We want the convenience of life. We're afraid to go through the experiences to rise to our desired lifestyle, and also to open up our sleek, unique talents to ballet with our dreams and desires and accomplished outcomes. Because once you step out into the world, all the world is a show me world. What I mean by show me world, the world is going to show you your limitations, your talents, and everything to expand you. The show me world is going to show you the limitations of you. That's all life is. The outside world is totally innocent. I'm the one that made it guilty because I wanted somebody else to do it for me. And, it's like everybody wanting a handout from the government. See, this country is capitalism on socialized corporate cloning. The corporations are nothing but socialists because they are the ones relying on the government, and the government's relying on the taxpayer. The one that gets left out of this is the people that are really doing it. That's you and me. But what I'm really trying to say here is it's easy to be in control or to make money when you have an unlimited bank account from people you pay. And see, we're all looking for a handout from something. And anybody that wants a handout because of something that their ancestors went through, that's just pure victimeyetice, crapeyetice. And this world is full of victimeyetice, crapeyetice. We feel like we're the victim, sitting with couch potato-itis, sitting on the stool with a bunch of crapeyetice, and we don't know what the hell we're doing or what we want to do. But we want this, but we're unwilling to expand to it, rise and expand. Until we get out of the victim crapeyetice of ourselves, we're going to stay the same. Something I've learned, and I'm guilty as hell of a lot of this, but I've awakened to it. I admitted I was a victim of my thinking, insecurities, immaturity, fears, being afraid of my audacious wisdom and talents, and communication skills. Because victimeyetice, crapeyetice steals people's desired lifestyle. Anything you do to looking for sympathy is playing the victim. And the playing out, I went to a lot of hypnotherapy schools and stuff. And what I saw most, a lot of people are out there wanting to expand other people's lives, but they haven't dealt with their own trauma, drama, complaining, backbiting, and victim thinking. Until you open up and face and embrace and admit you have victim thinking, knowing, doing in your life, you're just going to be swirling in the wind of sabotage. Oh yeah, I was there. I didn't mind the wind and blowing around in the circle until it blew me over to a mountain and kind of let me smack my nose on it. That was an awakening. When you get a smack, you're getting your nose smacked on a mountain because of your drama and trauma, that's called a savvy smack. Then after you get the savvy smack and you kind of get done doing, the wobbly do, you get to understand it was a savvy snack, opening up, trend setting tenacity to move forward. And another reason I stopped playing the victim is I stopped thinking somebody owed me something. The government, my parents, I stopped blaming my parents, my way of life, my placement in life. And something I really opened up to in the last 3 months is you can leave where you grew up, but you'll never take where you grew up out of you until you address it, bless it, and confess it to the world. You can witness that a lot when you open up to just witness and observe the world with a liberator's tenacity or audacity. You know, I used to blame my parents. That didn't go very far with my mom and dad. They had a way of explaining things to you. When you was young, it was just kind of the savvy smack on the butt. But when you got older, it was fixing fence, picking rocks, and doing some unsavory stuff that makes you say, son of a gun, why did I say that? Or do that? They didn't have much sympathy for my drama and trauma. In fact, they had none. And I didn't mind going through all the fixing fence and cleaning the hog barns. It was them laughing at me when I was done. That hurt. And see, that's the thing. You got to be able to laugh at your life. But see, everybody, you listen to the media. Oh, this person caused this because they did this. This person did that. Oh, they had this happen to them. Everything that's happened in your life or occurred in your life is to rise you out of your current situation, expand your wisdom, insight, and clarity to energize your pioneering prowess, to chauffeur you through to your promised land of liberation, appreciation, naturally dawning now. See, we're so stuck in the past, we don't even know what now is. And this is a big one for me. This is a little political, but this is the way it is. 2020, we had an election. 2024, we're having another one. Same people, same things going on. So tell me how business and education and the political landscape has done anything for anybody except taught them how to be a victim of themselves. And, you know, I'm honestly going to say this. We've been a victim of thinking business and education is going to rise the world. But the only person that's going to rise you out of your current situation is that person you see in the mirror and what you're willing to listen to and attain the wisdom from anybody else. And something else I'm going to say, I used to listen to a lot of self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, psychology books thinking I was going somewhere. All that did is teach me how to think in a victim. When you listen to somebody else's program, you're listening to their victimeyetice, crapeyetice, because it's their viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs. Until you listen to feel that inspiration and observe your liberating lure flow through your veins of fame and your autonomous arteries to liberate you from you, we never go anywhere. And that's the thing about stop being the victim is I liberate me from me, sets me free to feel the feisty rebellious energy elegantly chauffeuring me through life. It's you got to stop following the socialized sabotaging brainwashing of the school system, the business world, and society. You got to open up to your own daredevil dexterity to look life in the eye with a campaigner's gumption, being willing to, the old Western saying, spit in the eye of those that demise you to open up your dreamer's dexterity. You encompass the wisdom, insight, clarity, and that adventurous audacity to rise out of everywhere. But we got to stop this victimitis, crapeitis that's going on in this country. Because it's when you use victimitis, crapeitis, you're constipated in blame, shame, and the shams of your own overthinking, stinking up your own inner side. Everything you think had happened to you in the outside world is never in the outside world. It's in here now. And you know, these people, I've listened to a lot of people. Oh, you're afraid of your talents. You're only afraid of yourself. And then you go looking for sympathy, and a lot of A lot of coaches out there want to give you sympathy. Man, Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, I do zero coaching. I do 100% liberation. Look inside, boldly energizing, rebellious, adventurous, trend-setting, innovative, optimistic nerve to understand you are the talent of your life. If you look at the world and you listen to anything, oh, that poor person. Well, that poor person was showed a way to rise, but instead we sink into the victimitis of the media, the school system, and of ourselves. We sink into the victimitis, crapeitis of ourselves and get a shitty outlook on life. Then you got to open up your eyes to get when you get that crappy outlook, you got to cut that octave nerve between your eye and your ass and get rid of that shitty outlook. And that's just the country boy way of saying this. But you really got to rise out of the victimitis, crapeitis that we've been taught and we learned from the outside society, because we used to, how many of you used to use blame? He did it, but I did it. I have. And I've been blamed. You know what I really realized? If I'm there and they want to blame me, that must mean I have the shoulders and the gut gumption to appreciate it and appreciate the situation. Because blame is a shame that never goes away. Responsibility and accountability will send you out of there onto your liminal carpet glide, feeling healthy, wealthy, and wise every day. As I communicated away my victimitis, crapeitis, cleared my sovereign eyes, seers' ears, and autonomous audacity to understand, admit, I witness and observe the world is stuck in the muck of playing the victim about everything, blaming something or everything on the outside world, or the outside world is blaming it on everybody but those responsible, is why we're in this bubble of burbling bloop, 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 a goop. Because we'll never rise until the leaders of the world say it's our responsibility, and they never will, because the greed of their needy, seedy, egotistical arrogance and know-it-all ignorance will never let them rise. So to rise out of the gloobly goop of the world, it's up to you and me. But it isn't for me to say it's up to you and me. It's up to me. When I rise out of the bloobly goop, I galvanize optimism to stroll through the world. And the biggest victimizes, crapeitis creators, the media. Oh, they had this happen to them. They had that happen to them. You know, every one of your events, encounters, and experiences is a life-expanding events occurring to open your conscious clarity, unleashing rebellious elegance to dance and chauffeur you through the situation. You're never going to think and know your way through any unsavory situation. You're going to listen, observe the situation with a streaming intuition, tantalizing ubiquitous audacity, tantalizing innovative omnific nous, to understand the wisdom and the animated audacity to rise out of it is in here. You encompass all the stuff to rise and shine. But, you know, the world is so caught up. Oh, the media says, my favorite one is this. You tell somebody, they'll say, I don't pay attention to the news. And then 3 sentences, well, I heard on the news. He's got to laugh. That's what it is. But the media spews more victimitis, crapeitis than anything else. And they never, ever explain or express who is responsible and accountable. They always put it on, well, it happened in someplace else. Oh, yeah, usually it's some poor worker out in the middle of nowhere. Well, they forgot to do this. But it went through 25,000 checkpoints before it leaves. It's like the Boeing, it's like the Boeing planes falling out of the sky and the doors coming off. Oh, that's some poor worker's fault They had whistleblowers after whistleblowers. But Boeing wanted the billions, the multi-billions, instead of just 100 billion. You know, to me, I'm going to say this, probably going to get in trouble, but also the CEO for Boeing should be facing criminal charges, because a lot of them do that. But here's the thing. It's always somebody else's fault. You ever listen to a corporate CEO? They never said it's our responsibility. They'll always push it down the road. You know, people are getting blamed for a lot of things, and that's the blue collar people. And we have nothing to do with making the choices. See, the blame shame game has got this world so corrupted and victimeyetice, crapeyetice. We're unable to understand where to begin to win, because everybody is blaming it on somebody else. When you blame somebody, or you want somebody to do it, you're playing a victim. But the one you're stealing from is you, because you're not opening up to listen to your talents, your wisdom, insight, clarity, intuition, innovation. You're not listening to your native nous. You're listening to a self-taught outside world of torment that it's always easier to blame than it is to be responsible on the surface. But when you accept the responsibility in here, you dissolve playing the victimeyetice of the world. You know, when I awoke and stopped I quit spewing the crapeyetice of it's somebody else's fault and people of the world owe me something, I let go of that ding-a-ling thinking. Instantly and intuitively awakened me to hearken sovereign inspiration, to realize and esteem my stinking thinking, the outside world and people I encountered with in the outside world controlled me in any way was my insecurities, immaturities, and subconscious comfort zone clone, being afraid of my life events, encounters, experience, and my innovative talents. When you play the victim, you're afraid of yourself. The outside world they don't really care. It's what it does in here. When you play the victim, you're putting the venom of insecurity inside yourself. Do I know that for a fact? Yes. Sometimes it's hard to get them words out, you know, when you got to admit it's inside you. But once you admit it, get rid of it, you get to get on that liminal carpet glide to rise to your cloud 9 life of luxury. See, that's the thing. The more you're willing to admit that's inside you, to get rid of it, confess it to the world, allow the world to expand on your wisdom, you get to ride on your liminal carpet glide. So as I communicated away my victimeyetice, crapeyetice, to let fly my liberated energy, trailblazer, forthright, lion-hearted, yazza pizzazz, jazzes up my campaigner's candor. To express my sapient savvy, to understand, listening and questioning and communicating my way through life expresses an enlivening, inspiring, enterprising prowess that wows me out of my victim thinking, knowing crapeyetice, stop playing the victim, rising my vibrant, intrepid, canny tenacity, instigating my sassy, classy, sovereign sex appeal to appreciate me for me, with gusto gratitude, applauding me for my autonomous audacity, artistic abilities, designer dexterity, and my painter's prowess that colors my life with liberated intuition, fosters endeavoring safaris, opens my paths of enlightenment, smooths my trails of triumph. Now and forevermore I soar of sovereign liberation. But the only one, when you play the victim, the only one that's a victim is you. All you're doing with playing the victim is stealing from yourself. And falling prey to the socialized victims of the world is that. And people that are usually playing the victim are looking for sympathy and a hand up. or a handout, never a hand up. The best hand you have in your life is the one right here. But really, when you stop playing the victim, you become the victor, intuiting celebrations, tantalizing internal magic within yourself. Because that when you rise to that victor ingenuity, celebrating today, invigorating mystical mystique to flow through you, because you are the magic of your life. You are the abracadabra with the presto prowess to rise to anything. But the victim, we have been taught to play and stay inside the victim of the media, the school system, the third world enslaving mindset, our ancestors' survival mode ways, and our parents' ways. However your parents were, is a lot of that is inside you, good, bad, or indifferent. So when I opened up to understand that, I got to liberate me from me. That's what all this personal growth, self-help, all the psychology stuff in the world is I'm trying to liberate me from me, my viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, my thinking, stinking, subconscious representations, parents' ways, ancestors' survival mode, and the third world enslaving mindset that's been taught to the world since the beginning of time. So I'm only liberating me from me. And as I liberate me, I lionize internal brilliance, energizing rebellious audacity, tantalizing everyday endeavors to be my way of life. When you rise out of the self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, and all the people telling you what to do, and you start listening for the wisdom, insight, and clarity that rises you onto your liminal carpet glide, you set yourself free from you. Because the only way this world is going to rise out of all the victimeyetice, crapeyetice that's going on is people open up to their own sleek, unique talents. And you are sleekly, unique, talented. So rise to the liminal carpet glide, generating love, invigorating dreamers, enterprising wizardry to liberate you from you. And I want to thank you. I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. Hypnoacuity is about sovereign liberation, pain liberation, which is pain management, politically incorrect inspiration, and cowboy wisdom grounded in Mother Earth's energy. I want to thank you and good night.